Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play Blades of Avernum. Last episode I said we were going to do a scenario that started at level 13, that said we're supposed to start at level 13, but I was using a level 15 party anyway. Which was going to be Strange Gilda by B.J. Earls, I believe the name was. Unfortunately, somehow my mind completely derped and I instead chose The Sorcerer's Apprentice by Niemand. Oh well, no matter. I'll get back to Neiman later. Let me actually get back on track with the way I normally do things and go back to BJ Earls. So, yeah. Slight alteration in the order I do things, but it's no big deal. Anyway, this time let's actually do Strange Gilda. The town of Gilda harbors a secret that threatens to destroy the very people who are keeping it. The vast caverns of Avernum are filled with many monsters, treasures, and even the odd cave full of talking spiders. It's an adventurer's dream come true. Unfortunately, your next destination is not one of the richer parts of Avernum. You're headed to one of the more remote northern caves, where the town of Gilda stands. Only a few days ago, you received a letter from one of the inhabitants of Gilda named Elizabeth. The letter expressed an urgent need for your services. No details were explained, just a rough map and the promise of pay. After a long journey to the north, you finally arrive at Gilda. Gilda is a small, poor, and generally hostile. No one has attacked you, but the residents' dislike for you is so strong you can feel it pressing down on you. After talking to some locals, you start to get the feeling that the people are hiding something. Something strange is going on in the town of Gilda, and you have the feeling that your job involves that secret somehow. Pardon that was a little odd. Anyway, we're in Gilda. We shall begin with our exploration around the outside. Well, actually, since we already see inside, let's go into the trading post. This small town is being run by a tall, muscular woman. She ignores you for as long as she can before saying, "If you're going to buy something, then do so. Otherwise, get out." What do you do here? Simple. I'm a merchant. I sell goods to whoever needs them. I can also identify your goods for a fee. Fine lockpicks, freedom charm. It's a mess of stuff, nothing you need. Where do you get your goods? I barter for them, of course. Nothing like what you do, going around and stealing others' hard-earned treasures. I don't need anything. Then there's no point in me talking to you. What has been happening around here? Nothing that I can't handle. Listen. I used to be a soldier in the Avernum army before I came here. If anything happens to this town, I'll be able to take care of myself. I don't need you for anything, and neither does anyone else around here. Do you know where Elizabeth is? Elizabeth? I remember her. Used to trade for crystals she found in a cave northwest of here. No clue what she was doing up there. I think she left town not long ago, and I suggest you do the same. Okay. Interesting. There's a small note written on parchment paper on the floor here. It says, "Understood. By the way, keep an eye on Sylvia and report any suspicious activity. She may have been working with Elizabeth." Curious. A woman named Elizabeth sent you a letter asking you to come to Gilda and save it. No more instructions were included, and when you got there, Elizabeth was gone. Suddenly, something happens. It is as if you are completely engulfed in light. It only lasts for a split second, but it makes you feel weird. It is almost as if you want it to happen again. Whatever just happened, it may explain why everyone in town is behaving so strangely. You may be one step closer to uncovering whatever it is that's going on. Strange. I just want to explore is all right now. I'm not intending to leave yet. Just look around the outside so I see everything around. Also, I just want to say, I'm glad to be in Avernum. It feels like all the other scenarios we've done have been outside and doing stuff on the surface. It's nice to be able to be in Avernum again. Well, there's a cemetery. Can't actually investigate the cemetery. So Elizabeth may have actually left the town of Gildra. Well, we'll investigate everywhere we can in the town of Gildra for now. Trash, trash. I mean, at least we've spoken to one person in the town so far. This looks like the inn. You meet the keeper of this rather empty-looking inn. She's polishing a set of tableware when you approach her. My name is Mandy. What do you want? What do you do here? What does it look like I do here? I keep this inn clean and open. If you have a problem with anything, you can leave. What services do you offer? A room for 20 gold. That price seems a little high, considering that the services are likely of low quality. I don't need anything. Fine. Do you know where Elizabeth is? I don't remember any Elizabeth. She never lived here. Do you know anything about a strange light? She gives you a blank look and says, I don't know anything. She then turns her back to you. This man sitting here seems to be in a rather foul mood. If you were anywhere else, you might ask him what is wrong, but you feel that the answer is obvious. He doesn't even acknowledge you as you approach him. Who are you? He winces as he takes a sip of ale. My name is Hector, he says after it's clear that you won't leave him alone until he answers. I'm a merchant. I travel here every once in a while. Always stinks up here. I never like it, but it's good business. These people need a lot of things. You're a merchant? Do you have anything for sale? A few things, nothing you need. Best get what you need now. I plan on leaving before long. What kind of stuff did you bring to Gildra? Mostly I bring building materials. Which is strange, because I haven't seen any new buildings go up since I last came here. Weird town this is. The man... do you know what's been happening around here? No, I just got here a few days ago, and I don't plan on staying long enough to find out. This man is somewhat short, but very muscular. He sits, sipping what is most likely very bad ale when you approach him. Hello, fellow adventurers. Having any luck in this forsaken town? You're an adventurer? Yep. I came here to see if a small town like this had anything worth doing for one of my skill. Unfortunately, all I get for my trouble is cold stares and even colder words. If I don't find a job soon, I think I might leave. Do you know what's happening around here? No clue. Everyone here is so secretive, it's insane. You can barely hold a conversation with the people around here. Nobody's handing out jobs either. I've talked to everyone, but no one is willing to employ me. Say, if there are any jobs that you have but don't want to do, tell me, will you? Is the ale any good? It's horrible. I doubt that I'll be able to taste anything after this. You believe him. Your eyes are watering just being near the stuff. Did you see a strange light recently? Samson leans in close and reduces his voice to a whisper. Guess I ain't crazy after all. I'm trying to get the locals to talk to me about that, but all I get are cryptic half-responses. I ain't quite sure what it was, but it sure did feel weird. Like it was trying to crawl inside my brain and make a mess of things. Concerning. Very concerning. Various food, don't really need that. What is this, wine cellar or something? Yeah, looks like it. I have to be careful with where I walk around. And I need to remember that name's Sylvia. Okay, those are just the inn rooms. Okay. Is this sign saying it? Oh, that's alright, the trading post. What was that strange light, Tabitha? She gives you a very menacing look. I don't know what you are talking about, nor does anyone else around here. I suggest you leave the subject at that. Someone's bedroom. Some copper coins, a haste potion, and a summon aid scroll. And nothing else of use. Alright, let's take a look around here. Gildra Library. You meet a young mage in this rather pathetic-looking library. Oh, hello, I'm William. Is there anything that you're looking for? What do you do here? I'm a mage, and I also tend to this library. You know, keep it from getting run down. I also barter for new books every now and then. You're a mage, right? Can you teach me any spells? You can. Nothing very good. Is there anything else you do? Yes, actually, I know a bit about alchemy. If you like, I can teach you. we know all the recipes. Do you know where Elizabeth is? I'm supposed to say that she doesn't live here anymore. Guess that statement is true, so that is what I say. You can't get him to clarify. Do you know anything about a strange light? He gets a very strange look on his face as he replies, They tell me that I can't tell you anything, so I'm not telling you that the light comes up every once in a while and has a strange effect on the mind. I'm also not asking you to help me make something. All I need is a shard of release and a gold ring. Can you tell me more about the light? He just gives you a blank stare. Shard of release and a gold ring. By the way, why is there a library out here? William smiles and says, Because there should be one. Shard of release and a gold ring. I don't believe we have either, but we will keep our eyes open. We're going to need to buy a few. Actually, let me see. Does she have either? She does not. Does he? He does not. So we'll keep our eyes open. Ah, temple. You meet a young priestess kneeling in a rather undecorated altar. When she notices you, she stands and says, My name is Sylvia. What business do you have here? What do you do here? I am the keeper of this temple. I give guidance to all who seek it. You are a priestess? Can you teach me any spells? I guess I could. You will have to donate some gold for the upkeep of this temple, of course. Yeah, nothing we can really improve. You know what? I feel like Unshackle Mind is something we should have. Do you know who Elizabeth is? She suddenly gets very nervous. Elizabeth? Yes, I used to know her. She was a good woman. I don't think she lives here anymore. It's best if we don't speak with one another for now. She turns away and doesn't say anything else. As you leave, you think you hear her sob. Wait, this is Sylvia. This is who knew her. Do you have any guidance for me? The best thing for you to do right now is to leave Gilda. It is not a safe place right now. She doesn't seem to want to explain anymore. Do you know anything about a weird light? She gives you a long, hard look before saying, I'm not sure I can trust you. I will say one thing, though. Everyone here knows what's going on. Don't believe that they are ignorant for 1 second. Now please go. You shouldn't be seen talking to me. Strength potion and healing potion. Sure. Tristan, military commander. You meet a middle-aged man dressed in full armor. He has the unpleasant attitude you have come to expect from military officers. The fact that he lives in Gilda just makes it worse. What do you want? What do you do here? This question only seems to make him angry. What does it look like I do? I can't believe how dense you adventurers are. Are there any quests I can do for you? No, and even if there were, I wouldn't ask scum like you to do them. Do you know who Elizabeth is? Elizabeth? Oh, you mean that good-for-nothing woman who used to sneak around here? She left, and that is what you should do, too. Do you know what that light was? His face turns red with rage as he answers. Our business is of no concern to you! Get out of town before I remove you myself! You notice that he didn't answer the question. Here's the mayor. See if he has anything. I doubt it. This man is obviously the mayor of Gilda. He would look like he is in his mid-30s if it weren't for the streaks of gray in his hair. Rapid aging is always a symptom of being in office. When you approach, you hear him mumble. Oh, great, another adventure. Welcome to Gilda. Now leave. We have no wish for your kind here. Who are you? My name is Ricardo, and I'm the current mayor of Gilda. He doesn't want to say any more. That's alright. You doubt a detailed description of his job would be that interesting. I'm looking for someone named Elizabeth. Do you know her? Elizabeth? Elizabeth. I think there was a woman by that name. She kept to herself. I think she lived in one of the houses to the southwest. Do you have any jobs that need doing? A job? Why would I want to... Wait. I think there is something that you could do. There's a small marsh west of here. It's nothing special. It's no good for herbs. There is, however, an infestation of giant fungus that has taken root in the marsh. For the safety of Gilda, those monsters must be destroyed. If you destroy every last fungus, I may see fit to reward you. Sure, why not? Why is everyone around here so hostile? This question drives him to a true rage. Why? You're an adventurer. You're nosy, you're loud, you're crude, you're simply unwanted. Everyone here would be happy to see you leave. You're not wanted, and that is all you need to know. Now go! What if I don't want to leave? Mayor Ricardo doesn't say anything. He simply gives you a cold stare and then goes back to doing paperwork. What was that strange light? He suddenly gets very nervous. Light? I have no idea what you're talking about. He is obviously hiding something. For coins and a golden goblet. No idea who this belongs to. Ooh, energy elixir. We have a shard of release. So that's good. That's actually one of the things we need. I'm going to have Sheik hold on to it. We still need to find a gold ring somewhere. Nothing in here. Ah, an armory. This small forge is run by a burly man with dark skin. Doesn't look too happy that you're interrupting his work, but he doesn't want to turn away a potential customer. At least that's what you think he's thinking. It's rather hard to tell. After a long, awkward silence, he says, I'm brown. Just brown. What do you do here? He motions to all the materials around him silently. You have to admit, it's rather obvious that he's a smith. Anything interesting happening? He ignores the question. Do you know a woman named Elizabeth? She left. He doesn't seem to want to say more on the subject. As a matter of fact, it doesn't seem like he wants to say anything at all. Can we trade? Standard weaponry. Have you seen a strange light recently? No. It's hard to tell if he's lying or not. Gilda Smithy. Alright, what's in here? A barracks? Yeah, I think this is just a barracks. Alright, so one of these buildings should belong to Elizabeth. I don't think it's that one. Or that one. Looks like this house was abandoned some time ago. No one's been by to keep it tidy. No indication of anything in there. Seems to be everything in Gilda, so I guess now we just leave. Said there was a marsh to the west, and we need to find something else. Let me save first. Alright, let's go around and see what we can see. Okay, that's just across the river, not much we can do. There's a lot more to this map than I expected. Sure, we're in the town of Gilda, but I guess there's more to this place than just the town of Gilda. I guess we can clear out the marsh. Poison. Ah, here we are. Yeah, this place is infested. We'll clear it out. Ah. Maybe someone dropped a gold coin in here somewhere. You never know. Hello. That was a bit painful, but we're okay. Oh, that's interesting. What is this? As you step into the stone circle, you immediately feel a strong, malevolent force press down on you. It becomes hard to focus on the altar in the middle, like your eyes don't want to look at it for long. You do notice, however, that there is a small stone on top of the altar. This close to the altar, the effects are dizzying. You feel lightheaded and heavy at the same time, making the idea of moving seem barely worth the effort. You get a closer look at the gem on top of the altar now. You recognize it as a piercing crystal, a useful item when dealing with magical barriers. There's nothing taking you from picking up the stone, although you doubt that such an action will pass without consequences. We'll leave it for now. I'm gonna clear out this swamp, marsh, whatever, first. Kill all these hostile fungus. Because, of course, as soon as we step over there, it's going to turn hostile. Whoa, okay, those are hostile fungus that I do not want to deal with. I killed one of them. Didn't mean to do that. Really didn't expect to see this fungus. But it's gone. Good boy. It looks like that is the last of the giant fungus. Now you can go back and get your reward. Is it now? I guess it is. Out of the corner of your eye, you think you saw one of the larger rocks in the river move. Then you realize that it wasn't a rock at all. That's unexpected. Wait, it dropped something. An unidentified ring. That's curious. Also, there's a body out here. A gold ring! That's something we need. And steel arrows. I think we all have... Yeah, we're all good on bows. So we've got the gold ring and the, shard of release. Probably didn't expect to already have the shard of release, but I have it anyway. Alright. Alright, let's, go here. Take this stone. You pick up the stone and the weight pressing on you vanishes. Nothing else happens. Wait, that's an unshackling crystal. Okay. Okay, we already had that unshackling crystal. You suddenly feel very sick. Your insides churn as the light-headedness returns. It feels like you swallowed a horned toad that hadn't quite died yet. At this point, your insides start to turn as if your blood had been replaced with acid. You crumple to the floor and manage to catch a glance at the altar. The altar is glowing a deep red. The sight of it makes you even less willing to keep your eyes on the altar. This must be the dire result of stealing from whatever the altar is dedicated to. Then it stops. The altar returns to normal, though you can still feel energy rolling off of it. You're alive, though barely. You still have the stone. Oh boy. So that's what happened. I am glad I chose to wait until the end for this. Otherwise, that would have been a disaster fighting with all this. And we're still cursed. Jeez. Okay, there we go. Curse is gone. Right. Oh no, gremlins. I saw something. I didn't realize they were gremlins. I should have used something else, but I can kill most of these. Or not. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Good. Freaking gremlins. You come across a boulder covered in a thick layer of moss. Fortunately, you know enough about nature lore to recognize it as grey mold, a useful ingredient in potions to cure ailments. There's quite a bit of it here, so you could take some without harming the batch overall. Take it. Gladly. Except we didn't actually get any. Oh no, I clicked leave it by mistake. Never mind. There's goblins over there. Alright, you know what? Let's go back into town, complete the 2 quests we were given. Since we can. Also, you, identification, what is this ring? Firewalker Band. 10% resistance to fire damage. I think we can probably sell it, it's no big deal. Yes, let's sell the Firewalker Band and sell the Golden Goblet. Now, first thing, turn in the quest for the mayor. The living fungi have been destroyed. At least you were good for something. He hands you a bag of gold and a wand. Now that you got what you came for, leave. Wand of fire. Hold on to that, Draco. Now, into this place. I have that shard of release and the gold ring you wanted. He gladly takes the ring and the crystal and says, "Thank you for your help." That seems to be all he is willing to say. So that's all. So what is he doing with it then? Curious. Well, we can take a bit further south, I guess. The road leads to the south, the direction of civilization. It's a 2-day march to the nearest friendly town. No, stay here, we're not leaving. Alright. You stumble upon a rather large camp of goblins. When you get close enough to get a good look, one of the guards spots you and shouts an alarm. Soon the whole camp is armed and alert. One of the goblins shouts to you, "You give gold or we give pain! 50 now!" This seems to be a good-sized camp, about 15 goblins in all. Nah. When it is clear that you're not going to pay, the camp of goblins charges. They are soon joined by a large number of their friends who are hiding behind some nearby boulders. Oh boy! And an ogre may... Oh, okay, well... That was... handy. Wait for them to come closer so you can actually smack something. Thank you very much. That is actually exactly what I wanted. Yeah, we got this. This was easy. Perfect. Yeah, I can sell the long sword. Swords. Having destroyed the entire camp, you start going through their things. Besides the rotten food and dented weapons, all you find is a handful of coins. You must not have been very successful. Regain spell energy and the like. Anything else around here at all? So it doesn't look like there is. Unless there's a hidden path over here, which I feel like there may be. I guess not. Alright, well that appears to be everything down here. So I wonder what's to the north. And I think we'll investigate that in the next episode, since this one's gone on long enough. Next episode, we'll head north and hopefully find hints of where Elizabeth is. That'll be in the next episode. So until then, I'm Chester44, that is Fox, Shake, Bonnie, and Draco. This has been a Blades of Avernum Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.